What I'm about to show you is probably the most foolproof sales method of all time when it comes to closing business owners on marketing, AI, and consulting services. I've refined this framework over the last 6 years, personally taking over 5,000 sales calls, closing over 2,000 business owners, and doing over $12 million in revenue with my very own agency so that you can steal it and you can use it. If you just apply this, it's almost impossible not to make money and close deals. You could be a beginner selling penny stocks just like Jordan Belfort, and this should still work for you. Now, not really, but seriously, if you implement this, your sales calls will become fun and you will close way more deals, I guarantee it. This specific prospect was extremely skeptical, had zero clue who I was. He didn't turn his camera on at the start of the call and refused to answer any of my questions initially and wanted to ask me the questions instead. With this sales method, I managed to close him, and he was a failing gym owner that was losing money at the time of this call on a $16,000 deal. Now, if you want to be able to dominate your sales calls, be viewed as the expert, and close highly skeptical, closed-off business owners, watch this entire video and then copy my process and apply it to your calls and watch your bank account grow. If you do that and execute my framework, you should be able to close the most difficult prospects possible, which means you'll be able to close the easiest ones as well. And to give back to you guys for supporting the channel, I wanted to give away a free hour-long roadmap call where you can ask me literally anything you want so that I can help you with anything that you need. I know when I was getting started out, this would have been very helpful to provide direction regarding what to focus on, because when I got started, I was all over the place. I was watching a ton of different YouTube channels and I had no idea where to start or where to go, even when I started to have a little bit of success. So to enter into this, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and comment below if you think you could have closed this prospect. Enjoy the video.
Hello, can you hear me?
What's going on, Warren?
Not much. I'm not going to use my video just because it's going to take away from the Wi-Fi signal I have.
Okay. Are you near a computer?
I'm on my phone.
Okay. Are you close to a computer?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Are you in a quiet place?
Fairly quiet, yeah.
Okay. And do you have the full hour to spend?
Yeah, I should have close to an hour, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we can just dive into things. I typically do this over a computer. Number one, so that it's face to face. Number two, so that I can share my screen and you could share your screen to share some visuals to make sure we're on the same page as far as what you're currently doing, what your current strategy is, the results it's yielding, and what we do. But it sounds like that's not a possibility.
Yeah, I let him know that I wouldn't be able to jump on anything other than this.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to turn my camera off too. That way we're both doing our thing, and we can just dive right into it. It looks like you're up in Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me a little bit more about your gym and then just how we can help you out.
Well, you guys do a ChatGPT formula of some kind is what I was told, right?
Yeah, you submitted your information for one of our ads specific to that.
Okay, so that's what I'm interested in.
Okay. So what are you guys currently doing to grow your gym?
I do all sorts of other programs. So I do Facebook marketing, I do Google, I do Instagram, TikTok. Like I do every other basically outlet that there is.
Okay. And how's that going for you?
It's going. Yeah, I'm able to keep things going, but I know with the innovation of ChatGPT and the things that we've utilized it for, there's lots of new options. So definitely interested in seeing what that's all about.
Sure. Yeah, so just starting from the top, let's reverse engineer what you're currently doing. So how much are you currently spending a month on marketing and advertising across all those platforms?
I don't have an accurate estimate for you right now.
Are you somewhere where you can look into this stuff, where you have the numbers?
Not right at the moment. I'm not even sure I'm willing to share them all, to be honest with you. Why is that important?
Because when it comes to growing your business and seeing if you'd be a good fit for what we do to help you do that, I would need to know what you're currently doing so that we don't waste each other's time.
Okay, so if I don't share that with you, I'm wasting your time.
How am I able to help you out if I don't know where you're at?
Well, I'm looking for information before you're going to help me with anything. So I'm a pretty savvy marketer. If you can let me know what it is that you do and how you do it and what costs are, then I can take the time and say, okay, this is worth my time and effort. But if I kind of don't know any of that information, I don't know that I'm willing to share too much about what I do. Been through this process a number of times. I've worked with different agencies. I started off with Gym Launch years ago. I know the process. So
Sure. We're
that's what
completely different from Gym Launch. My business partner owns 88 gyms. My COO owns 7 Orange Theories. There's no agency like what we do with the experience that we have or does it the way we do it. So if you're super savvy at marketing, what are you currently spending to acquire a new customer?
About $8.
You're spending $8 to acquire a new customer?
Yeah, roughly anywhere. It just depends on the month and what's happening in that particular month. For instance, right now it's the Stampede. So to acquire a new customer at the moment is a bit more expensive, of course, because we have a big push against, everybody else that's doing marketing at the moment for Stampede. If it's Christmas or Easter, everybody's running different specials and different programs. Again, it's a bit more experience, a bit more costly. I have paid as much as $30 and $40 a lead in the past. But at the moment, I'm lucky enough that in the market that we do things within and the amount that we're putting out there, we average anywhere between $8 and $15.
So $8 and $15 for a lead for someone to give you their information.
Oh, well, no, if somebody give me their information, it's much cheaper.
Okay, so you're saying to get a sale.
Get a sale, yeah.
Okay, so how many people did you sign up last month?
About 15.
50?
Yeah.
Okay, how many did you lose?
That's where I'm having trouble at the moment. Is my attrition's a little high. It's about 20%.
Okay, so how many did you lose last month?
Right in front of me, I don't have an accurate number, but let's say 10.
Okay, and has that been pretty consistent?
I'm sorry?
Has it been pretty consistent that you've been adding on 50 and losing 10?
Yeah, it's unfortunately that's consistent.
So you've been acquiring a net total of 40 new members a month?
No, not a total of net 40 new numbers. Probably 6 to 8 new members a month.
Okay. Okay, so you've been adding on about 6 to 8 new members a month, and how much are you spending a month?
Probably around $1,500.
Okay. And are you running the ads on your own?
I am.
Okay, and how much time does it take you to optimize the ads and make them on a weekly basis?
Just depends. I probably don't do it on a weekly basis. I do it more on a systematic basis where I start to see that my follow through rate isn't as good as it used to be. And as we have time to just build new ads and we have new things happening at the gym. So I don't know. I wouldn't say I work on it weekly. Maybe monthly.
Okay, so you look at how the ads are doing and what pivots or optimizations you should make on a monthly basis, spending over $1,500 a month.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So with the $1,500 you spend, you know, in terms of leads generated, appointments scheduled, showed appointments, you said you ended up with 6 to 8 new members. You signed up 50. How many leads did you generate in total?
I don't have an accurate number for that right now, honestly.
Do you have a ballpark?
How many leads did I create?
Yes.
Maybe 60.
You generated 60 leads.
Yeah, I would say that that's pretty close and fair and accurate.
Okay. So then that would mean your cost per lead would be 25.
Would be what?
$25.
Okay. Yeah, I see your math. Yeah.
Yeah, you just said earlier on in the conversation that you were getting sales for about $8.
Well, I'm going off the metrics that are on like what I have for my what the hell's it called there? My brain's not working right now.
Okay.
Google Analytics.
Okay, so you're talking about Google, like cost per click.
Anyways, I don't have the metric right in front of me.
Okay.
What is it you can do for me?
So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Again, to see if you'd be a good fit, because what we do is marketing and consulting. So we help gyms generate a lower cost per sale through marketing and consulting and ancillary services that we've developed at our over 96 gyms that are not only open gyms, but also studio gyms.
Okay.
So if I don't know where you're at and I don't know what your results are right now with the $1,500 a month you're spending, I'm not able to tell you if we'd be able to improve what you're doing or not, because obviously, you know, I'm not looking at the data that you're currently getting. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay. And I'm not trying to waste my time. I'm not trying to waste your time either. So what we could do is we could set up another call to hop back on when you have this data in front of you so that we can review it and I can tell you exactly what we do and how it would fit into what you're currently doing to see if it would be worth your time or ours to partner up.
Okay. So I guess here's where I sit is I gave the sales rep time on the phone. He said that I would sit down with somebody. They would walk me through what they did. They would give me some ideas of costs. I wasn't told I had to have any numbers in front of me. And honestly, I have, you know, some distaste when it comes to marketing agencies trying to help, because I've been through a bunch of stuff before and I can't say that it helps. So are you willing to share with me any of the things that you do that might make a difference for me?
Yeah, that's no problem at all. I can tell that you're a little bit resistant and hesitant. So like I said earlier, we're completely different than Gym Launch. Everything we do is very different from Gym Launch. I can definitely explain to you and articulate to you how what we do is completely different than anything you've done before. But again, I need to understand what you're currently doing, what your current trend looks like as far as growth and where you're really trying to focus in on so that I can pinpoint how we'd be able to improve and enhance all those areas. So with the marketing that you're doing right now, what are you promoting? Are you running a 6-week challenge? Are you running a low barrier offer? What are you doing?
So I am with the marketing that I'm doing now. I'm just really offering classes. We were doing a 6-week challenge for years and years and years, but due to what Alex Hormozi did and how he saturated the market, with selling his product to every gym possible, 6-week challenges in my area don't sit well with anybody because of the pay to play method. I essentially, my wife is a acupuncture doctor, and what we do is we have developed a program where my wife will have a look and assess you. She will determine if you're a candidate that could benefit from a weight loss challenge or a mental emotional stim challenge. We do a little bit more of a holistic figuration to how we figure out everything. And then from there, we essentially bring a person in and help them hit their goals, not too dissimilar from what an Alex Hormozi would be doing. But a lot of his programs and a lot of other programs that I've used in the past are all about Facebook ads, and they're not beneficial to my business in a way that I couldn't do something on my own, I guess is what I'll say about it. I don't need help building Facebook ads, and I don't need help with those other things. I need help figuring out how to get more clients in the door and what types of ads work, what different promotions are good right now, and how to get my ads in front of more people for cheap.
Okay.
But I don't need plays. I don't need
Sure.
any of that shit.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. You need more people coming through your door, and you run the 6-week challenge into the ground. It no longer works for you with your marketing and your market, right?
Doesn't work anywhere in Canada now, I don't think.
I work with a ton of Canadian gyms, and it destroys.
You do a 6-week challenge with them?
Yes.
Okay.
Some been doing it for over a year straight.
Okay. And it works well. You're getting constant clients.
Constant.
They're not upset about the way that you're doing it.
No. We don't do it the way Gym Launch does it. Like I said, we do things very different.
Okay.
So tell me this. If I were able to get you people coming through your door that were looking for a coach, came in for a transformation offer, would you guys be able to sign them up?
100%.
Okay. So you said your biggest issue right now is getting people through the door. If you were able to get more of those people through the door for a much lower cost than you're currently getting, would you be able to get where you're trying to get?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So now, are you willing to have an open and honest conversation with me about what you're currently doing? And at the end of that, I'll be able to show you examples of Canadian gyms I work with right now. I've got one in Chilliwack. I think that's kind of close to you. Do you know where that is?
Where is it?
Chilliwack, Canada.
Chilliwack?
British Columbia.
Yeah, so that's quite far from me, but I know where it is.
Okay. Well, we've got one there, and I've been working with him for a long time now. And he's getting multiple gyms. When we first started working with him, he didn't think people in his area even wanted training. And now he's got over a $40,000 a month training program, all because of our marketing. So you're advanced compared to him. He didn't have any training before. He just had an open gym. You've run this play before. You just don't know how to get people coming through your door anymore on it.
Yeah, I guess that's partly true. Yeah.
Yeah, it is true. Let's just be real. You know how to close people that come in for it. You know how to retain them. You just don't know how to get them to come through your door anymore.
Well, they don't. Here's the thing: is that you're talking about two different markets. So when you mention somewhere like Chilliwack, Chilliwack's a very small Alberta-based town, or sorry, BC-based town. For them to be doing well, I'm not surprised, and I only say that because the reason that they're potentially doing well at the moment is simply that they're a small fish. They don't have the same issues that I'll have in my market trying to get clients in the door.
Okay.
They don't have the
What
same.
about West Elmira,
Sorry,
West Brantford?
sorry, I couldn't hear you there. I apologize.
What about West Elmira, Ontario?
Okay, so again, you're in a bit of the same scope as what my issue is with this concept is you're comparing apples to oranges in this regard simply because you're in a place where the people that you're talking about are in small markets. They're in
What about
cities.
Richmond, British Columbia,
Okay,
North
yeah,
Burnaby, Gibson, Clayton Heights?
that's a little bit better of an example.
Okay. Vancouver. I actually visited this client.
Vancouver
Did
would
the
be
sea to sky in his Porsche.
okay. So Vancouver would be comparable.
Okay.
So that
Perfect.
I'm listening to what you have to say, and yes, am I being a bit of a hard ass? Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because you're talking to someone who could help you out a ton. You know the play. I already know that if you had people coming through your door that wanted a 6-week challenge, you would be able to close them at a very high. You're
So here's what
currently
I'll
doing.
say. I was one of the first people in Canada to ever be in a situation where I I was one of the first people that Alex ever worked with. I killed
Sure,
it.
super lucky.
I made a crazy amount of money off of it. And when he oversold it, and it started to, for lack of a better word, I'll say crash, just because the metrics of it didn't change. What I became, I don't want to say frustrated because that's not really the right term, but what I saw as a challenge was simply the fact that I couldn't put marketing out any longer that was worthy of getting these people in the door. And anybody who was doing 6-week challenges at the time were like, listen, I don't want to pay before I play kind of thing. Everybody in the city has done that. And now I find if you put marketing out in our city that has anything to do with those types of initiatives, people just don't respond. So, and I've tried like so many different variations. So if your stuff is so different that you're like, okay, here's where we're at. I mean, I'm willing to really have a listen.
Yeah, it's completely different. I promise you, it is extremely different from the standpoint of how we do our marketing, what we do after we generate leads, and what we do as far as working with people are concerned on ensuring they're actually closing the leads and retaining the people.
Okay.
Completely different than gym launch. It's not we're going to show you how to do it and you do it. It's we're going to do it for you. The reason why my business partner is my business partner is because I was able to market his gyms better than anyone else. He worked with Gym Launch. He had worked with Loudrimmer. He had worked with a ton of different competitors. He even tried to build his own team out. He now owns 88 Anytime Fitnesses. He's the second largest Anytime Fitness owner. He's going to have over 200 gyms in the next 2 to 3 years. He's my business partner simply because I was able to market his gyms more effectively than anyone else. So the way we do our marketing is very, very different, and we do it for the customer. We're not going to show you how to do it. We're going to let you focus on what you're great at, which is clearly not marketing. If you're checking your ads once a month, you're wasting money. You should be checking your ads multiple times a day and testing multiple things every single day.
Okay.
Then from there, when we generate the leads, we take that piece off your team's plate and do it via text and call instantly. And because of that, we get 3 to 5 times more people coming through the door. Right now, your biggest issue is getting people through the door. You're spending time marketing and following up with leads. You're probably not doing a great job at either. If you were able to not have to do either of those, have it done professionally, where you just focus on selling and retaining, actually being the business owner and doing what you're great at, you'd probably be able to grow exponentially like you once did with Gym Launch originally.
Okay.
That's what we do. So why don't we do this? Why don't we set up another time, either tomorrow or the next day, where you can sit in front of a computer, we can look at each other face to face, and you have your data, and we just go through it. We go through the data, I look at what you're doing, I break it down for you, and then I show you what we do and how we could change your numbers. At the very least, you'll walk away with new knowledge on how you can change your own approach. At the very best, we can work together, make your life a lot easier, and help you make more money.
Okay. I got no issue with either of those things. The only issue I do have is that it's going to have to be next week.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not in a rush. This is going to be a really good one because again, you're an ideal customer because you've got the process down. You know how to run this play. We know how to get people coming through consistently, and if we put that together, magic can happen. Just like what you had when you originally worked with Gym Launch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really nervous to get into a situation where I have another Gym Launch on my hand and somebody has made me pay them an exorbitant amount of money, and like,
but how much did you make with Gym Launch?
They don't do anything for me.
And I don't disagree with that. Gym Launch doesn't do anything for you because they give you the information. You have to act on it. That's not what we are. We're a done for you company. We're not a done with you, right? We're a done for you company. But how much money did you make because of Gym Launch?
Oh, a shitload. I'm not going to lie about that.
Right. So it was worth it. There's no doubt it was worth it, but they just really didn't do a ton of work for you. So if we were able to recreate the results Gym Launch created for you while doing way less work, not having to do any marketing, not having to follow up with leads, onboarding team members as we scale you up to remove you from selling.
Yeah,
that'd probably be worth a lot more than what you pay Gym Launch, but you'll find out you're not going to have to pay that much.
Okay, well, I'm willing. Yeah, which is, like, that's what I'm saying is that if somebody's going to take on my marketing and all the rest, are they going to, like, here's what I'll say is that I grew up in the marketing age. I used to own a marketing company for Facebook and Google and all that stuff. I know how to do that stuff real well. Or I used to know how to do that stuff real well.
If you knew how to do it well, if you knew how to do it well, you'd be running that Gym Launch play like crazy. Because I'm telling you, it still works. We know how to market it. We know how to get people to come through the door. If you're good at closing it, you're going to make way more sales and way more money than you spent.
Well, here's the thing, though. Again, I've said this before. I think the issue with the whole Gym Launch thing, and I don't think the issue, I know the issue, is that the market that I'm in was so saturated, everybody doing the same thing. He made millions and millions and millions of dollars off the people in my market. And everybody was doing the same thing to the point where every ad you saw for a gym in my market was a Gym Launch ad that was the exact same. There was no differentiation.
Yep.
It was the same ad for every single person there, and that was that. There was no way around it. There was no secondary systems that
So it comes down to how you market it. It's how do you make it be the same thing, but it doesn't look the same? And how do you speak to each market segment differently so you're not sending everyone a generic message? Really like Gym Launch did. I'll give you a quick example here, but there's this Anytime Fitness owner that owns 12 gyms up in the Northeast within America. He was working with Gym Launch back in March of this year. And then fast forward 45 days later, he started working with us. We were able to drop his cost per acquisition 9x. He was paying $569 per challenge sale across his gyms. After 30 days of working with us across a dozen gyms, spending over 10 grand, his cost per sale for a challenge was 65 bucks. I have all the data. I can send it to you. I did a testimonial with him. It's on my Facebook.
I believe you. Like, listen.
Well, the only reason why it dropped 9x is because of how we do our marketing compared to them and how we follow up. He was great at sales, just like you. He just needed more people coming through the door.
Yeah, that's what I could use is more people coming through the door.
Okay. Well, let's get something scheduled for next week. I could do Monday at 3 Eastern.
Let me just check my schedule here. That would be 1 o'clock my time.
Yep.
Okay, give me 1 second here. So that's the 22nd.
And why are you going to be out of town?
No, this week I'm out of town. Yeah, I'm not back until the 22nd. But maybe we should do the 23rd.
Okay. I can do the 23rd at 4 Eastern, 2 o'clock your time.
2 o'clock my time. Okay, I'll do that. What time?
Is your wife involved in the decision-making process?
No.
Okay.
And what's the company called?
Gym Members Now. I started it 6 years ago.
Okay. All right, got you in there.
Okay. Well, you've got my cell, so I'll text you. I'll text you privately off that group chat that my setter booked it. I'll shoot you a Zoom invite, and then I'll also just text you the link to our website so that you can check it out. I've got over 100 testimonials, video chats with clients over the years, talking about how we've been able to help them out. So that might be able to help you out a little bit. Check those out, and we'll go from there. All I ask is when we hop back on, make sure you're at a computer and make sure you have your numbers.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to dig for the numbers a bit, but I mean, we can do that together.
Okay. All right, I'm looking forward to it, Warren.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, beauty.
Okay, I can hear some feedback. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I don't have any feedback from you at all.
Okay. Cool. All right. Last time we spoke, you said you were going out of town.
Yeah, no problem. How are you doing today?
I'm good. And yourself? Sorry, buddy. Of course, as soon as I get on here, my phone wants to blow up.
You've got the full hour, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I've already wasted a bunch of your time, so my apologies, but okay, we're good to go.
Okay. Awesome. So we can just dive into things. So just starting from the top, just bring up the speed on what you're currently doing and what that strategy looks like. Because when we spoke last week, I think it was last week, or maybe the week
Right.
before, we just really discussed, what you've done, how you work with Gym Launch, how you run that play, and how your city specifically, the market doesn't really like it or it doesn't really work the way it used to work. But we had the conversation about if you were able to get the results you got, like when you first worked with Gym Launch or first ran their play, would you be able to make a lot more money, a lot more sales than you currently are? Answer was of course. So really just need to deconstruct what you're currently doing so that I can outline what we do and if what we would do would fit into what you're currently doing.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so currently on a regular basis, I'm running Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. I used to be a social media guy myself in the past. So I'm using what I know between the Gym Launch programming, what I've done in the past in terms of Google, Facebook, all the rest of that stuff. I'm not much of a content creator, but I'm kind of watching the trends that are out there at the moment. And then, we do lots of video stuff within the gym, sharing that constantly. We do internal promotions, and we recently did things like brought in saunas into our change rooms and brought in towel service, and like just trying to do things that'll make us a little bit of a fancier place at the end of the day. We're also like very service oriented at the front door. So somebody shows up and, we're, hey, how are you? We try and remember their names, making it more of a family friendly environment. We do have a data collection system or like a lead management system where when someone comes and signs into our programming, they'll go on Facebook, that goes into a lead capture. We capture that data. If they booked an appointment, then we wait to see them. If they don't show up for that appointment, then we put them into didn't show up or they canceled or whatever the case might be. If they did show up, we put them into they bought from us or they didn't buy from us and they're thinking about it. Then we follow up with all of those leads. And then alternatively, we follow up with them for about 6 months if they'll allow us to do that. And then if they did buy from us, we follow up with them for a year, and we just have little points across that time frame. Hey, this is coming up. How do you feel about this? Hey, this is the next thing. How do you feel about this? Could you do a review for us on social media platforms? Here's the links. Things along those lines.
Okay. So with all that, with your current strategy, how much are you spending a month on marketing?
Well,
and do you have your ad account available?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right now. Sorry, I had to reboot my computer there with that other stuff. So it's just taking
okay.
a minute.
Did we get you added to our group on Facebook? We have a group run by my business partner who owns 88 gyms. There's like 1,300 gym owners in it. We try to get everyone added to it before they call.
I don't
Did
think
you get that? Okay. I'll make sure one of my team members reaches out after this.
Okay. Computer's just extra slow today. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Screen. Share screen 3. Sure. Okay, so you should be able to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just do this month. And I've been a little light this month because we've been waiting to figure out what we're doing. Where's it telling me? So a little, it's very slow with this system running.
Since you run all your ads, have you found it difficult to stay on top of them with doing everything else you're doing?
Yeah, I have. I spend quite a bit of time in this stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. There's no doubt about it.
Ridiculous amount of work, yeah.
To do it right too, like obsessively right. It's just something you gotta look at all the time.
So, like, I mean, the easiest way to say it is, in order to be an agency, like to run it like an agency would run it, you have to have, the knowledge of everything that's changing. You have to have tested a million different creatives and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And I find, I try to make it as different and as simple as possible, but the market is inundated, and then you run up against all these other issues. And I don't think, just so that we're clear, that sharing much of this is gonna benefit me on this platform because my computer is so slow. So
Okay. Well, yeah, let's just start from the top of this so that I completely understand what you're currently doing. So you can stop sharing your screen. We can come back to this in a second if we need to, just to look at, how you run your ads, what type of ads you run, so that I can show you how ours are different, how we can really.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get it back to that level so that I can stop sharing.
There should be a bar that, like the Zoom bar, where you can click stop sharing somewhere around there.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Stop video. Oh, stay there. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Right.
Cool. All right. So starting from the top, how much money are you spending a month?
For all, like between $1,500 and $2,000, I would say, is what we spend.
So between $50 to $2,000 a month.
$100 to $2,000 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between.
I'm giving you an average. I was trying to get you an exact number here off of Facebook ads and Google ads, but like, let's say about $1,500 a month is kind of an average spend.
Okay. So $1,500 a month, and with that, how many leads are you getting? Like over the last 30 days, how many leads did you generate on Facebook?
Just so if I go off of what Facebook says, oh no, it's loading again. Might be time for a computer upgrade for this guy.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's like really lagging today. I've never seen it this bad. Come on. Really lagging. Where is it? It's Raji. Where's my leads? Why isn't it showing it to me? No.
If you just go to the top right corner, you should be able to click this month or last month.
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now is I'm trying to get the July numbers.
Okay.
So, but it's, I don't know if it's because I'm on this call or what, but it's just the weirdest thing. Yeah, this is 43.
Okay, so you've generated 43 leads this month.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, and what's the cost per lead?
It's not giving me cost per
Well,
result.
how much did you spend the whole month? We could just do simple math.
Yeah, of course. Let me just click on this guy here. So we'll do it this way. Why won't it give me the number? It says 0. But
You want to
right.
share your screen? Again, I might be able to help you.
Should be able to see it. This is the campaign that we're running.
So go back to the campaigns.
Maybe.
So it doesn't say you spent any money.
Yeah, this is odd because I know the campaign's running, so.
Is
I
this
don't know.
the wrong ad account though? That it might not have been in? It looks like you had multiple ones.
I do have multiples. Let me just see what happens if I change up to the other one. I'll do this one. This is no ads are running at all. How's that fucking possible? Well, there's one that's in drafts, so maybe it wasn't. It's odd.
Yeah, go down, keep going over. Let's find amount spent.
Just doesn't seem to be populating any data anywhere on any campaign. It says 0.
Huh.
If I go to the other one, where is it now? I go to this one. So today, campaign. Come on now. I'll just select it. It's active. It says amount spent is 0. How's that possible?
Go to last month. I mean, you're in the same ad account, so I don't think it's gonna change, but maybe we could do last month, see what it says for that.
I'll just see if I can get it right to this stage. Something's not right. I know it's up because I talked to somebody today about it and it's an active account.
Click on the ad, yeah, click on the name, like go to the ads set. And then go to the ads. No, go to the ad level
Yeah, it's good.
Scroll to the left all the way. No, the other, like to the start. Click edit on that top one, Chump to Champ video campaign. Yeah, like edit. Just click the pencil button there. Yeah. It's got that up in the top right. See how it has that exclamation mark with the triangle, like that hazard symbol?
Mhm.
I wonder what if that's what the issue is. Chump to Champ Canada. I like that. Yeah. Your ad won't deliver to one placement.
Weird.
I mean, your ad's not running.
No, it appears it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Facebook would say if you had spent money, that's for sure. Is this the only ad account you would have been running it from?
So this is Chump to Champ Canada is a charity company that I run. And then where I want, let's close this out, where I want actual help is we go to Southpaw, but I had turned this one off because we were really focusing on Chump to Champ over the month of June and July. So
Okay.
I'll have to go back and see how far back it was. Let me just see if I can update this guy. But this one says in draft, so that doesn't make any sense to me either. That maybe this campaign wasn't running the way that I wanted it to either. Because it says in draft. But and then I've never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you might be a little overwhelmed with managing this and everything else. I mean, would you say you've deprioritized the ads?
Well, hey, listen, like I'm one guy for sure. I look like I've made a mistake, and I can tell you for sure all of July I've been a mess.
Okay.
So yeah, like this is why I'm willing to have this call is because this is not. Oops, I just closed that out.
Yeah, you've got your email up. You can just stop sharing your screen. I don't need to see that, obviously.
Um, like the reason that I'm willing to have the conversation is if there's something that works well for me, then by all means, I'm happy to investigate a little bit further. But you know, I'm 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 running the ads for the gym. I'm running the ads for the charity. Obviously, there's something that was not done properly here, which is good that I have to go in and investigate it. Um, but yeah, it's coming up with the content, coming up with the creative, um, just everything that you got to do. Then on top of that, doing all the Instagram, doing all the TikTok, doing all the rest of that stuff. Like, of course, it's a lot. So the whole idea behind all of this is that if there's strategies out there that'll help me, then by all means I'll have a look at them. But I'm kind of falling back into that place where the bank account has shrunk since COVID. I'm in a place where I'm like kind of shitting my pants a little bit in terms of what do I do next? Um, and that's where it is, right?
Okay, got it. So when you say that, like you're kind of in a bad place, what do you mean? Like, what does that look like from a dollars and cents perspective? That the bank account's shrinking, you're getting a little bit nervous. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, like we bring in about $45,000 a month. That's our, you know, ever since COVID, it's gotten lower and lower and lower and lower. And I've kept it at a steady ever since COVID's happened, but like our city was hit hard. And I know everybody kind of in their own different places will say, oh, here's what happened in my area or whatever the case might be. But yeah, like we were hit hard. So I don't know what the next best strategy is. I haven't been able to figure that out. And then obviously when I was last doing updates, like let's just say that was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Obviously I'm in a place where that hasn't gone through. So they're just stress, right? They're just stress on making sure that I get something that's working here so that we put money back in the bank. I'm about to kick off 3 new programs, which are kickboxing, Muay Thai, and Taekwondo, because we have an instructor here that's able to do that. So yeah, I mean, that's where we sit.
Okay. And when you say you used to do 45K a month and it's consistently been going down, what does that look like now?
Well, I've been keeping it level. So, but like we're losing a couple $100 every single month. It's going down by a little bit, going down by a little bit. But I'm not growing, and I'm used to being in a growth phase, right? So I haven't been able to turn the corner. That's the biggest part, I guess.
Okay. So it's pretty much been going down consistently since COVID. You've been trying to do a bunch of different stuff. You're clearly overwhelmed and you haven't been able to turn a corner to try and get back to what you used to be, which was consistent growth.
Yep.
Okay. And is the business making money?
I'm not able to put anything away at the moment, whereas we're not dipping into savings and I'm not putting anything away at the moment.
Okay. So it's just that situation where you're leaving the money in the bank account. It's kind of going up a little bit, but not dramatically, any sense that you could take some out, put it in your personal account.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So just walk me through how many people are you signing up a month on average?
On average, between 20 and 30, let's say, are what are signing up. So it's not like it's bad, but then my attrition is about 20 or 30. So sometimes we're at a positive, and sometimes we're like we're not growing in any facet is what I'm frustrated by.
Yeah, you've consistently been slowly decreasing the customer.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. And considering that's been the case, I mean, why now to make a change?
How do you mean why now to make a change? What are you saying?
Well, if it's been kind of like this since COVID and you've been doing your own thing, have you been trying to work with other mentors and any other companies, or has it just been you?
Well, I mean, it can only be me right now because I can't go and do a whole bunch of stuff. But I did work with one other group. For the life of me, I can't remember their name, but that just sent me in a tailspin. And instead of them actually being able to help me out, they kind of helped me go backwards. And then, there's just what's the right term here for it? There's I want to word it properly. There's a stigma in this city that anybody who's running a gym is trying to get you into a 6-week challenge, and they don't give two shits about you on any other level. So what happened with the 6-week challenge in our market is we got served up pretty hardcore, in my opinion. And everybody bought into the program that Hormozy was selling, and then he sold off his company. And when he sold off his company, they went gangbusters and sold it to every single person possible, and everybody was doing it. And like, you were getting the same marketing for 600 gyms that are in our city. So now nobody wants to sign up for any gyms or do any of the additional stuff, because if you say 6-week challenge in our market, people shit their pants and go, I've been down this road already. So we've tried all sorts of different things. In fact, I've come up with, like, my wife's a doctor of acupuncture and herbal Chinese medicine. I've like tried a doctor approved challenge. I have tried a doctor's weight loss challenge using acupuncture and my wife helping out. We've done a ton of different things. And I don't know if it's just the way the ads hit because of the update from Facebook. Or if a lot of people just were like, I don't want to see those kinds of ads anymore, but it's hard to get the leads off of Facebook. So then what we did is we started to focus on getting athletes into the programs like our Chump to Champ Canada stuff. So that brings athletes in, it creates an income for the gym, and then it has a charity basis behind it as well. So it's, there was an inundation of all these programs. And then I got involved with a group of guys from Australia. And they promised the sun, moon, and stars, and then I paid for all that, and it didn't happen either. So,
and
when
what
I'm
was their
talking
process?
off the top of my head, I can't remember. It's been over a year. But, the guy took forever. Oh, yeah, we're going to help you out. And I'm trying to remember what the woman that was like my mentor left the company when I was with them. So I put all this money, and then she was like, well, I've started my own company. You want to come? Here's my deal. And then I just was like, this is just too much. Like,
Jeez.
I can't continue to do this. So now, if I recall properly, your company turned me down once because they said, you don't need our help. So I was like, okay. And then I don't know how it is even this time around. It came to be that we're having a conversation again. It may not have been you, but
I don't think it was us. You submitted your information on one of our ads. My team followed up with you, booked an appointment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So just going back to your situation, consistently going backwards, you're signing up about 20 to 30 people, but you're losing about 20, 30 people. So and it's pretty clear, if I'm just going to be real with you, it's very clear you don't have a grip on your marketing. Your ads aren't on, you thought they were on. Yeah, you're just not, you're not doing it, probably because you've got a lot of other stuff going on, which is just the situation. Being a one-man show, being a business owner is extremely hard. I'm a business owner. It's not easy. I've got a lot of team members. I can't do everything on my own. I focus on what I'm great at. What I'm great at is talking with people about their situation, seeing if I can help them out. That's my strength. I let my team do the rest. I partnered up with some of the most successful gym owners in America, probably in the world, to really get expertise in those other areas. So considering your situation is struggling to get people through the door and you're not able to focus on marketing, wouldn't you say you need an expert to help you with, so you can focus on what you're great at, which is, what would you say you're great at? Operations, sales?
Listen, if I can get the person in, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay, sorry. If I can get the person in the door, I can sell them.
Okay. So that's the issue.
One of the things I'll say is that's where we strive quite a bit, is that if I can get the client in the door, then I can sell the client, and not an issue.
Okay. What's your dog's name?
This is Selena. Come say hi.
Nice. I've got a. Let me see. Let me see if I can go grab her.
Hey, go down. Go down, please. This blurred background.
All right. Can you see me?
Oh yeah,
This is
the
Boo.
big boy.
Good
The big boy.
girl. All right. Okay. I love dogs. Sounds like you do too.
Yeah.
Cool. So just going back to it, whole point of this call is obviously to see if I can help you out, see if we could help each other out in terms of business. And if you need to, if you're trying to grow, you're going to obviously need effective marketing, get more people through your door. If you're confident in your ability to close, that's the gap keeping you from where you're at and where you've been for the past 3 or 4 years to getting back to where you once were of consistent growth. So talking through that, not only do you need help with marketing, but tell me this: if you were able to get 100+ leads in a month, would you be able to effectively follow up with them within 5 minutes, text them multiple times, qualify them, and get them to book an appointment and show up and come through your door? Or do you think you would drop the ball a little bit on that as well?
Yeah, there's a possibility that with that as well that I might. I mean, once I have a process in mind, like here's what I'll say. Okay, all right, you're driving me crazy. I love you too. Here's what I'll say is that in the early days of Gym Launch, the way that it used to be is that your new leads populated onto a lead sheet that you got a notification that you had a new lead come in and you phoned the lead. And when they overcomplicated it with all the different softwares and all the rest of the shit that was coming out at the time, I think that's when it just became too much. Like these lead management softwares and texting people and sending voicemail drops and all the rest of that stuff. Like amazing because it frees up your time. But it also freed up my schedule because it wasn't as personal as it was before. So I can tell you that when we have somebody booked now, I have somebody call, but it's not me calling. And it's not somebody who's as invested in my business as I am. And that's probably a piece of the pie that I'm like not 100% okay with either, right?
Sure.
So where I sit right now is I'm kind of like back to square one. I have this great business and I'm doing well. I had stepped away from the business for a good amount of time and I was just doing minor stuff. And then recently the guy that I had managing the business, who was great, has moved back home to Ontario, which is 4 or 5 provinces across from where we are, and he's now left me, and I'm back doing this myself. I'm in a place where I want to be on top of this stuff, but I've also been a little bit removed from the business here in the last 6 months, a year.
Okay.
Because I had somebody that was hiring me, or that I had hired, which had all the programs that kind of said, like, find a good person and, put them into your business and do this and do that. I did all that shit. And now I'm a little bit out of touch.
Sure. Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to find someone and justify hiring another person if your business is consistently slipping.
Right. So
Right.
I've got to be back and involved myself at this stage. My wife and I were just discussing this yesterday, so I know that that's the case. And then, really where the scare comes in is I've worked with programs like this before. Like Gym Launch was like a holy fuck amount of money. But I was one of the first guys in Canada to do it, so I made a holy fuck load of money. And that was great. I put money in the bank. It got me through COVID till now. So we're however many years out of COVID, and I haven't been able to fight the marketing problem, fight the attrition problem, fight the employment problem, which is huge where I am, and then the stigma behind how to get people in to do regular workouts where, half of your people here are very conservative and the other half are super liberal. So what other side of the fence you're on, you're either wearing a mask everywhere you go or you're shooting people that have a mask on. So it's
Right.
just it's a lot of social issues where we are as well because of our city. So it's not just as easy as a bunch of people live in our place and here's what's going on. And then on top of that, like, sorry, I got a eye itch there. On top of it, I feel that Mosey was very good at selling this to every single player out there. And once people started to see how it worked for people like me, then they were like, well, I'm going to spend the 20,000 or 30,000 that it was at the time. And then everybody and their dog jumped on it. We killed that play. In my opinion, we killed that play and we killed the high end play. Like,
So
at a
you've got it
crazy level.
down. You've got it down to a T. Why doesn't it work anymore? Because you can't get people through the door, right?
That's right.
Okay. So that is seriously what's holding you back from growing consistently, right?
100%.
Is being able to effectively market that and get people coming through your door consistently. Because if you do, you're going to sell them on the front end, $5.99 down, and you're going to sell them long term for 12 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it. And so, I mean, why do you think it hasn't been working anymore? Clearly, you don't have time to focus in on the marketing. You haven't really been working with any other people. So, I mean, what do you think is holding you back from realistically getting it going again?
Knowledge, maybe? Knowledge of how to market it properly?
Okay. So if you could get it marketed properly, more effectively, so that it stands out in your market, reaches those people in a different way, gets them through the door, you're confident you'd be able to scale.
I believe so. I mean, it's really going to depend on how you're pitching it and what you're doing and how close or how different it is, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then taking a step back from that, what does your availability look like on a day, on a weekly basis and a daily basis to take appointments? Because
You
if
can
if
do it
I'm
all
running,
day long.
okay, so if we were to generate 100 plus leads in a month, you'd have 40 plus hours of availability for us to stack you up to take
Oh, yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
Okay. And how
Like-
many appointments are you currentently getting?
Not enough. Like, if I look at my appointment scheduler right now, give me 1 second. It's not right for me. I just got to log into it. Give me 1 second. Like, I think I have 3 appointments. Let me just see if that works. But I'll also do an incognito here. Give me 1 second. I think I have 3 appointments today. Whereas at a height of my bookings, I would have 40 appointments in a day.
40 appointments in a day or a week?
Oh, I used to get 40 and 50 a day.
How could you were able to take all of them?
I used to do sessions of 5 to 10 people.
Jeez.
And I was
Okay.
signing them up like at one point in time when we were doing it, I was signing them up every single time they walked in the door at a level where it was so great that I had to buy more tablets. And at the time, QR codes weren't really the biggest thing to use at that moment, that I had to find a different way of doing it because I couldn't keep on the cost of these tablets. We were one of the first groups ever to go to QR codes so people could pull it up on their own phone, and found workarounds for signups. Like, I was signing up 18 to 20 people a day at one point.
Wow.
Like, I can sell. I'm
You
good
just
at
can't
that.
market.
I just can't get the goddamn appointments in the door. And I can't get, like, that's the other thing is that, you know, while we're having that conversation, I can't get the qualified appointments in the door.
Right.
Like-
That's what I was kind of talking about, I think, is like if you were to get 100 leads right now and you were responsible for following up with them, a lot of them are not going to be qualified leads. Right. So you really need a process in place so that you're not wasting your time with them. So you can just focus on selling, but then you have someone else managing the leads and screening the leads to only schedule the ones that are legit.
That'd be nice.
Okay. Well, perfect. So, I mean, what happens if nothing changes? Considering you've been going downhill a bit, you're not able to pay yourself. I mean, if you were signing up 18 to 20 people a day, you must have been making some great money.
Oh, I was at one point when COVID happened here. So we're talking like, I guess 19. At the height of COVID, like just when it hit, at that point in time, I had been with Gym Launch for 2 years. So since 2017, and I had $350,000 in the bank.
Nice.
Like, and that was money put aside that I was living a good life. I was about to retire in May. I was in a place where I was like, I was a fat cat, and I was enjoying it. I'm 52 years old, and I just was like, shit, I just want to enjoy where I'm at. And it, it just was. It looked like it was gonna go well for me, right? And then, then all this other shit kind of came, and COVID killed us for probably 10 months. I had to pay all my rents out of that bank account, but still after, all the restrictions were lifted, we were at, $90,000 in the bank. And then, we did all this stuff. We probably threw 50 grand at marketing on our own. And then I threw $20,000 at this place in Australia. And yeah, man, like, so then you're slowly whittling down, and so this was going to be like my summer. I'll figure out what my options are, and then if things don't go the way that they're going, I'm going to have to tighten the ship on a big level. So figure it out, go whatever the next steps are. I mean, I'm having a conversation with you because there's a need for me to either straighten all this out or get the fuck out of the business. I also own a motorcycle repair shop. So
I saw the shirt. My uncle's got like 8.
Yeah.
He's a big gun motorcycle Jeep guy.
Yeah.
And
so I mean, it's not. And my wife's a doctor; she does well. But so but this is my passion, I guess, is what I'll say. Right? This is what I love to do.
So if nothing changes, you're gonna either have to get out of the business, and ultimately, you want to stay in this. This is what you love doing. You just can't. You're really struggling to get people through your door. It's typically the Achilles heel of a gym owner.
Well, and it's frustrating at the end of the day to be in a position where that's all you do, right? Like I have 12 people booked for today. I have 4 people booked for tomorrow. If I'm looking through stuff here. Yeah, some of these aren't right anyways. I have 9 people booked for today. Appointments coming up. I only have 4 showing the rest of the week. So like, this isn't what I can continue to do. So, if I'm looking at it, I got 4, I got 12, so that's 16. And I have exactly 20. So I have exactly 20 appointments this week, but they're not pre-qualified. They're not all going to show. I can tell you already, some of them are people that have already been through that I've seen in the past. So like I'm always in a bit of a chasing my tail scenario. I'll bring in 10, 15 people and I'll get notices from 10 or 15 people. And that's the other piece of this is that in my area of Canada, I don't know if you're in the States, right?
We
So
work
in my
with a lot
area,
of gyms in Canada.
sorry,
We work with a lot of gyms in Canada. I live in the
I bet.
States.
I bet. I'm just seeing in my area of Canada, we're in that kind of in that 7 year down. You know how everything is cyclical on a level, right? You know, we're an oil and gas community, but with Biden saying no oil and gas is running through my country that's Canadian and we're shutting down pipelines and all the rest of that shit, that's what we rely on. So everybody here is dying for work and everybody here is being transferred to a million different places. And so the jobs are like few and far between that pay well. And then we have a lot of immigrants at the moment from, you know, the war, from the Philippines. So, you know, you can't even pick up a job at Tim Hortons or the local donut shop because there's an immigrant that has that job because you can pay them less. So people's propensity to be able to do a 6 week challenge for $500 or $600 or to have $100 a month gym membership, which is really where we're close to, $125 to $180 a month is what we charge. You know, that's tough for them, right? So we're running against these social factors that I think no matter how fucking good your social media is, you're still up against other facets. So
Sure.
like that's what I'm trying to overcome when I have people come in the door and I say, yeah, we do this challenge and this is, you know, we call it the doctor supervised, hey, get out of there. The doctor supervised fitness program. My wife does an assessment. We have an in-body. She does a whole bunch of different pieces in terms of that stuff. Can come up. And you know, and she helps do all that stuff. We have all the systems that we put in place. And instead of us charging a fee up front, we do a fee just to get her paid, which is $100 a week. And then free gym membership, you know, but you have to pay to see the doctor. So we've just flipped it on its ear a bit. It's 6 weeks, but it goes into my wife's. Okay, baby. Goes into my wife's stuff. Well, I can't get people to do that. You know, so once they're in the door, if I have the ability to get 10 people in the door, I'm selling 50% for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, if nothing changes, you might not be able to continue operating the gym with the direction that things are going in. But overall, as far as the goal is concerned, how many people would you need to be coming in for let's say a 6 week offer to realistically get you where you want to get? And then after that, where do you want to get it? You know, like in the next 6 months.
Here's the other facet of this is so I'm a boxing gym, okay?
Okay.
So I'm a professional boxing program, and we're about to open up martial arts because I have a friend who's probably one of the best teachers in Western Canada who was with another gym for 25 years. That other gym sold to a different person, and he's now like, I can't work for this guy. So what do I do on a go forward basis and blah, blah, blah. I have a big facility. So I'm able to help him put his programs in starting in September. If he were to bring me 100 people, just 100 new bodies, that would put about $15,000 a month into my pocket and all my worries go away. But then I have to maintain his programs and pay him and all the rest. I still come out ahead at the end of the day. And that's not by putting one new member in boxing. If I also put members into a 6-week challenge into a boxing program, which are two separate ad levels, I believe, then, then I'm back to like pre-COVID, I had 1,200 members. I'm sitting at 400 right now. Like, we're definitely in a place where we're scraping by. But when I go to other gyms, like, they're nowhere even close to where I am at. So I'm at the top of the food chain, and I'm still just swimming.
Okay. So, I mean, realistically, would you prefer to just do this all like in-house on your own, fix your marketing, get a lot of people coming through the door, acquire another 200, 400 members? Or would you want to do it with your friend or do both? Because you kind of sound like the headache or dealing with this.
Well, I've already committed to my friend coming in. That's going to happen. I haven't even heard your pitch yet. So, like, I'm not trying to be rude, but that's why before I was like, tell me what you do. Because, like, we've been on the phone here for an hour now, and I've given you my pain points, but I like being as friendly as possible, Jacob. I'm just like, can you actually give me a hand in the market that I'm in? And if
Yeah.
you think you can, and you're confident that that's the place that I'm at, I would say that within the next 6 months, I'm at make it or break it and have to make some decisions. Now, that means I have to fire people that have worked for me for 10 years and or lay them off, and I would take the position. I would lower my overall expenditures in terms of those things, and I'm good. I can maintain doing it all my own for a period of time. But like I said, I'm 52 years old. I was hoping to retire, really work on my wife's medical business, and just those dreams have been put on hold until we figure out what our next steps are here. So
Yeah.
if you think you can help me get qualified leads in the door through your processes and programs, and it's not something that I have to spend 2 weeks of fucking training doing, part of my language. Like, I've been through all the programs that are out there, and like,
You just need people coming through your door. If you're great at selling, you just need people coming through your door.
Amen.
Where right now you're not having that. So, I mean, are you ready? Are you ready to make a change though now?
Yeah. Once I know what you got to offer, and if I can afford it, I'll change.
Okay.
So that's why I said to you before, just cut to the chase. Tell me what tell me what the cost is to get the people in the door, and then put me in a position where I would say this. Like, this is what I'll say after my last experience. If it's going to cost me $5,000 a month, but you're going to tell me I'm going to make 15, let's go. If it's going to cost me $500 a month, and you're going to tell me I'm going to make $600 a month, it's just not worth my fucking time.
Yeah.
Right?
I work with hundreds of gyms, and that's how marketing works. So, how many people would you need coming through your door to be acquiring 5 to 10K a month in extra revenue up front? If you're selling a $600 challenge, let's say you get 30 people through your door a month through this specific marketing, this is on top of what you already have organically, right?
Yeah.
How many people would you close? You said at least 50%. So 15 times 6 is $9,000, right?
Yeah.
So you would say if someone could get you 30 plus people through the door, that'd be worth at least $9,000. You'd be willing to spend at least $4,000 a month on something like that, right? 2x return, that'd be solid.
I would be willing. It would have, at this stage, it would have to happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Okay.
So, and I would also put a clause in there where I would say, like, not trying to be a hardcore or anything like that, but if something like, gym launch, I'm sorry, that program didn't work, or this new system didn't work. Oh, we're working through the bugs on this or that. If that happened to me, I wouldn't be able to pay the bill.
Yeah, there's
That's
no
fair.
bugs. We actively work with over 500 gyms. My business partner owns almost 100 gyms of his own.
I'm just telling you.
Sure.
If there were,
Yeah.
if there
No,
were
no, we
any,
don't do the stuff that Gym Launch does. They beta tested stuff on active customers,
yeah, which was
right?
fucking,
My business partner owns gyms. We run everything through his, fine tune it, apply it to our customers that are paying us money. That's the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong way to do business. That's what Alex did. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm just going to break down for you how we can help you get at least 30 plus people through the door. Because right now you're not. Right now you're trying to do your marketing. You're clearly deprioritizing it. You need to get people through your door if you realistically want to grow. So this is what we do. The first piece of it is running a reactivation play. So obviously you have a ton of leads you've generated over the course of the business's lifetime. A lot of these leads are prospects, inactive members, and even customers. What we do is we reach out to them on your behalf regarding a 6-week offer. So it could be a summer slim down. That's what's working really well right now. And it's not a 6-week challenge. It's a summer slim down, which brings people in the door for a transformation, right? So that's what we would start with. We would work those people so that we don't have to spend any of your money because you're clearly on a budget right now. So that would be the first thing we do is we bring a lot of those people through your door, that low-hanging fruit, and we would book the appointments in for you where you don't have to lift a finger to get them through the door and then you just sell them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Do you see how that could help you out right now considering you're on a budget?
Yep.
Okay. Second thing we do is this. We run our ads in something I call the Decagon Matrix. What that means is we advertise to 10 audiences simultaneously. What Gym Launch did for you and the way you run your ads is you create an ad that goes to everyone, men and women of all age groups, right?
Yeah.
So what we do is we advertise to men and women between the ages 22 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 plus. And then we have you recreate images that we have in videos that are proven to work for each one of those different audiences. We then alter the copy and the headlines to speak directly to them. So the ad I get is going to convert at a much higher rate for a lower cost. If we're speaking directly to a 27-year-old male, the ad that you get, a 50-year-old male, will be of a 50-year-old male speaking to your pain points, your goals, and desires, rather than sending the same ad for both you and me. That's what Gym Launch did for you. That's what everyone does in your market. That's what all your competition does. That's why it doesn't work in your market anymore. You can't figure out how to profitably justify running the challenge because you can't get a low enough cost per lead, right?
Yeah.
So you see how that would help?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Thirdly, something that we do that no one else does, especially something that Gym Launch doesn't do, is the first week of running anything for you, we would run a market test. All that means is we're going to take $500 and we're going to take that money we collect from those reactivations. So it's not a direct expense to you. We're going to take $500 and we're going to see how receptive your market is to our marketing and see what your availability is so that we can tell you exactly what we need to spend based off your goals, the market's receptiveness, and your availability. Understood? So we're not going to come to you and say you have to spend $3K a month. What that ends up doing is waste a lot of money and burns a ton of leads.
Right.
Right?
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not what we're going to do. We're going to be able to tell you exactly what you need to spend based off how receptive your market is and based off your availability to take appointments. So we don't generate leads that can't schedule a time. Okay? And then the fourth thing we're going to do is we're going to follow up with the leads for you. So we have a team of callers and we're going to text them immediately to book an appointment, qualify them, and confirm their appointment so that they show up. What we found is that when the gym owners and their staff handle the lead nurturing from Facebook ads, we run Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, they get about 10 to 15% of the leads generated to show up. When we handle it, we get about 35 to 50%.
Okay.
So what that means is you spend way less time managing leads. Right now, you're spending your time doing a lot of stuff and probably not doing much of it at the level that you know you could be. You're just focusing in on what you're great at. So we're going to take that work off your plate and get 3 to 5 times more people through your door than you could without you having to do any of that work.
Okay.
Do you see how that could help you?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, based off your situation, if you need people coming through the door that want training, you're not going to be able to do it on your own. Clearly with the marketing, also with the lead nurture, and as far as your budget's concerned, you need to have super effective marketing in place along with lead nurturing to ensure you're not wasting money.
Yeah.
Which right now, you running your own ads, you are. Because you're probably not effectively running them right, optimizing them, running them like I just stated, which takes about 10 times the amount of work because you're running ads at 10x audiences. And then on top of that, if you're not following up with leads within 5 minutes, there's a pretty interesting Harvard study from back in 2018 across thousands of brick and mortar businesses in America that showed your chances drop by over 400% if you're not calling people within 5 minutes to get them through the door. So if you're spending money, even if you're generating a low-cost lead and you're not doing that, you're losing a ton of money and wasting a lot of money.
Okay. So then let's talk dollars and cents. Like, how does your program work?
So just in terms of our process, though, does that all make sense?
Oh yeah, 100%. And I mean,
Okay.
again, I'm a media guy, so I understand what you're talking about in terms of demographics and
It's just
all that
generic
stuff.
marketing, mass marketing versus targeted specific marketing. Targeted
Yeah.
specific marketing, it takes a lot more work, but it gets a lower cost per lead and it's very effective on a budget. Mass marketing is really for like a corporation, Coca-Cola type marketing where they can spend that money. Gym owners don't have that luxury. You need to meet with each market segment and drive your CPL and your cost per acquisition as low as possible.
Right. Okay. So what is your cost?
So before I get into that, just in terms of our process, do you think this would be able to realistically help you grow?
I would hope, yes.
What do you mean you would hope?
Well, again, we're taking the approach that if all things are consistent across all markets, this works. I don't doubt you. I'm just saying that with all the social and economic issues that we have in the West at the moment, I'm hoping that this would work. I see the angle that you're taking, which was similar to what I was trying to do. That you have a summer slim down or a fall into fitness or a Christmas whatever. I get what you're trying to do, and I'm following the logic behind it all. A ton more work, so I would way rather hand that off to somebody. Again, I'm just in a place where I'm like, I guess I'm not skeptical. I worry about, am I going to throw money hand over fist and just be in a place where I don't have the results? Now, the proof is always in the pudding. And if you're telling me that you've done this with hundreds of gyms, who am I to doubt you? This is your business. You wouldn't be trying to bullshit me if you wanted to make money long term. So yes, it makes sense. I'm a little nervous these days. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's fair, especially considering how long you've been doing this for. I mean, the fact that you've been doing it since 2017, you've seen it work at a very high level and you've seen it tank and waste a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. So that really is the gap between you getting back to where you used to be, where you had 100,000 plus in the bank account, thinking about realistically retiring, being able to justify getting A players to run your business rather than you. It's getting people through the door. If you can't get more people through the door, you're not going to be able to grow. You're going to continue to slide back.
100%.
Right. And right now you don't have the time to do it.
Right. And I don't have the time to do it. That's the thing, because I'm putting out all the other fires. And everybody that we can't afford to pay people what they probably deserve because we're up against that constraint. And I've done, in the past, I've done progressive price changes because that was what was suggested. And I don't want to continue to raise prices on people. I'd rather be the more affordable option, things along those lines, right? So, all those things in the past were things that were preached to us that, anyways, I could go on and have this conversation for some time because I've been through it for a while. I'm a risk taker. I'm ready I'm ready to pull the trigger on something if I feel it's the right solution. Obviously, what you're saying makes sense, and I'm at a level where I understand it at a very high level. As I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, well, shit, I could do all that too. I don't fucking want to, first of all. And I wouldn't do it as well as you because I don't know how to do the market test. And I don't know how to do all the different ads that would work and do all the A/B/C testing and all the rest of that stuff.
Well, I
So,
spend over $500,000 a month on transformations across the, across
Amazing.
the planet. So there's no way you could do it to the level that we do it because we have so much more data. You'll never be able to acquire that much data, and that's all we act on is data,
absolutely.
right? And then we have a team in place to nurture your leads instantly.
Perfect. So that's amazing. So then, like I said, then let's talk dollars and cents because you have me sold right now. You don't have to push me anymore. I understand what you're saying. I just want to know how it works to get started with.
Okay, so this is how it would work. Is we would do the payment here. We would get some information from you on the gym, and then from there, I would book an onboarding call for you to hop on with one of my team members. So you said you don't want to spend 2 weeks getting coached. The fifth component of our program is onboarding, obviously, a customer to get them up from A to Z on how to run a challenge at a very high level and how to run it in a streamlined fashion to mitigate the growing pains that come along with the explosive growth that we generate for people. That's nothing new to you, right? Not only that, in the first 4 weeks, we have every customer record their sales with their phone, and then we do 2 one-on-one call reviews for the first 4 weeks to pinpoint where they're going wrong so that they get that conversion rate very high. So that is something we would do in addition, but your goal isn't to be taking sales for the rest of your life. Your goal is to get someone in there so that you can do other stuff, right?
Hopefully.
Okay, so that's how our process works. We schedule that onboarding call to do a deep dive with you and really just get you lined up to turn ads on as soon as possible. But before that, run that reactivation, get that low-hanging fruit through the door, and then in that meantime, you're gonna have you or your team recreate the images and videos based off what we know is proven to work so that we can create the 10 different audiences within the Decagon matrix before we launch our ads.
Okay. So again, what are we talking about cost?
Yeah, so it's a 4-month program, and the investment to get you from going backwards to consistently growing is $16K.
Okay. 16K American.
16K American.
Okay. Give me 1 sec while I do the conversion. So $23,000 Canadian. So I'm in the same boat that I was in before. And so I'll be as candid as possible. If I pull the trigger and I do this with you guys, if it doesn't work, my business is done. Like that's the level that I would be at that price point. So and I'm just trying to be candid with you. If we don't see immediate results, it probably wouldn't take long to sink this ship at that price point because I don't have 4K that I can scrape up from everywhere else to just pay you off, right? And in my case, it's not 4K, it's 22K. So we're talking more like $5,000 a month. No, more than that. If we're going for 4 months, it would be almost $6,000 a month. So, like, we're talking impossible numbers at this stage when we've just been able to stay above board. So, is there a clause that if this doesn't work in short order, that I'm able to get out, or that I'm able to have you create some breathing room for me? Because I'll tell you, when I first had this conversation with Gym Launches people, they were like, don't worry, it's going to happen. And they were right. At first, when I got involved, I was one of the first involved, and it worked great. I made a shitload of money. I'm not going to lie. This is why. And I was in this exact same freaking boat at the time. Okay, so I'm willing to take the chance. I just want somebody to be honest with me and say, if you do this, you'll make money.
Here's what I can guarantee you, and this is something that I don't ever do. I can't guarantee you that you're going to sign people up because I'm not taking the sales and no one on my team is, but you are. What I can guarantee you is what we talked about earlier. I asked you if I could get you 30 people through your door in a month. Are you confident you'd be able to close at least 15 of them? You said yes. You said that would be worth at least $9,000. If this is going to cost you $16,000, if you're able to close 60 people, that's $36,000, right? So that would be over a 2x return. And when it comes to how much money we have to spend in marketing, we have some people, I have an example, a recent one where their first month, they've signed up over 30 people. We've spent only $300.
Oh, wow.
They've had over 70 people come through their door and they've closed 31. Right? They're not closing at above 50%, but we didn't need to spend much money because we're very good at marketing. And since we're following up with the leads, we turn the ads off to not waste money if your availability is full. Right? So that's what I can, if I could guarantee you that, would that give you the confidence to know this is, you're definitely going to make a return?
Here's what I'll say is if you bring me 30 people, I can cover 30, no problem, because I have tons of hours that are open. If you bring me 100 people, I can cover 100 people, no problem. Because I have the ability to sell more than one person at a time. And in fact, I'm better in groups. Because if I can get one person to book and say, oh yeah, this is amazing, I can play off of that and I can book all 5 people in the same appointment. So 30 seems like a low number to me, if I'm being honest.
Right, but to say 30, to get 30 people coming through your door from working with us per month, if you were able to close half, you're more confident you could close even more. You're going to make your money back.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there's no doubt you're going to make your money back. And could we get more? Absolutely. If you've got that much availability, we're not going to have to turn the ads off. We got 71 shows on $300 during the 4th of July, which is an American holiday, where people don't, and they closed below 50% and collected over $10,000. They collected $11,000 up front.
Okay, so last question I have then. Do you have exclusivity on your programs in markets?
Yes. Yes, we won't work with people if they're within a 10-mile radius. I've got an old customer, a recent one, in a place called Noblesville, Indiana. He hasn't been running anything with us, and we just signed someone up there. And he reached out, and we had to tell him, hey, look, we can't work with you, man. We'll let you know if anything changes, but we can't work with you.
Okay, so, and there's no one that's in conjunction with any of my areas at the moment?
You're not, no. Your gym is not there. We've got people in Chilliwack, Canada. We've got people in Vancouver. No.
Okay. Okay. I mean, huge risk, but potentially huge reward. I've seen it pay off in the past. What is the next step? How would I pay you with nothing in the bank right now?
So how much money do you have to put down right now?
I'm sorry?
How much money do you have to put down right now?
Maybe $2,000.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
US?
Like, we would have to work together on this, right? Like, how?
Yeah.
The confidence is also here's what I'll say, because I've been in sales a long time. You're very good at what you do. That's obviously why you're the front man. And when people come in my gym, I'm really good at making them feel like they're customers. We do this differently. I care about people on a real huge level. I'm a Christian guy, so when they come in, I want them to feel like family. I want them to feel like they're going to actually have a life-changing experience. Since I've opened this gym, I have members who've been here since day one. I have people that'll go nowhere else on the planet that we take very, very good care of. And that's the standard that I expect for myself to these people. I know I can get people in the door because I'm passionate about what I do. But I'm broke right now in terms of like being able to throw big chunks of money away.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. And again, the last thing I want to do is ever put someone in a bad position, but I know for a fact we work together, we're gonna have a ton of success. There's no question about it. You've run this play, you know, like the back of your hand. You just need people coming through the door.
Let's work together.
Okay, so this is what we can do. Okay, so this is what we can do. I can collect the $2,000 right now.
And,
then I can,
again, that's Canadian.
okay. Okay, I don't have a converter on me. What would that be American?
I'd have to do a check. Like it's probably like, I don't know. I would between 13 and 1600. I don't have a converter on me right now either.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up my stuff. I'm going to be able to send you over. I'm going to be able to go ahead and process that money. And then what we're going to do from there is I'm going to get some information from you on your gym. We're going to book an onboarding call for you to hop on so that we can get this going as soon as possible so that you can make a return as soon as possible. And then we'll go from there as far as outlining the next steps to collect the rest of the money. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, say that one more time. What you just
So I was
said.
saying, I'm going to collect the money that you have to put down right now. And then what we're going to do from there is I'm going to get some information from you on the gym. Then we're going to book the onboarding call. And then after that, we can walk through what it looks like collecting the rest of that money. Okay?
I mean, I'm nervous, but yeah, sure. I mean, what other choices do I have right now than to take this risk again? So I've got to do something.
Right. You've got to do something, and you've never done this before. Gym Launch did not do this for you. The other company you worked with did not do this for you. Our process is completely different. You've never done this before.
Right. Never have, no. Now, within the plays that you do, I might as well ask the other questions that are springing into my head. The plays that you have in terms of how you're going to market our stuff, are they specific, like it must be done your way, it must say your words? Is that how that runs?
So the way that we run our ads is pretty specific because we know what works. If there's anything that you have that we want to add in there to add as like a value stack, like you said, the in-body scan, you know, we can, but what we're going to do before we launch the ads is we'll show you what they look like to review them. But yeah, I mean, we know what works, we know what converts, and we get to work optimizing the living heck out of the ads, checking them 3 times a day, split testing different things to see how your market responds to get the lowest cost per lead.
Okay. So if I were to say like the doctor stuff really sets us apart, you know, in our market, having the doctor be part of this as an acupuncture doctor, you know, are we able to add that as part of our ads?
Yeah, so to give you some context, we work with a med spa that owns 3 Anytime Fitnesses in Canada.
Okay.
So we created an offer for them, combining the two, taught them how to sell it as well. And we intertwined all of that stuff to really create a unique offer, leveraging the med spa and the gym.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
Here, let me do a quick conversion here on my phone. Just got my pooch in my arms.
And what's your last name, Warren?
It's Grenier, Grenier. Yeah, if we were to do 2,000 Canadian, it's 14.50 and 91 cents US.
Okay.
And then these ads, I mean, obviously you've got to take time to put them together and get them launched and all the rest of that stuff. And then we've got to have a launch date and so on and so forth. Like, how quick are you looking at a turnaround here?
Very fast. So like I said, what we'll do first is book that onboarding call. We'll give you the homework to get us those assets to recreate those creatives. From there, we'll get everything we need from you to run the reactivations. We'll run those reactivations. We'll get those ads created, and we can have ads on in 10 days at the soonest.
Okay.
Since you're ready to go, right?
And what do
You
I
don't-
have to do for the recreation?
So we're going to give you images based off what we know is proven to work to recreate at your gym with your clients.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Now, are they just images or are they video?
They're both images and videos. And
Okay.
it's not anything complicated. It's just literally a matter of taking what we have and recreating it
Okay.
with the different audiences. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And then what's your cell phone number?
403 305 4842.
And then what's the name of the gym again?
Southpaw. So SOUTHPAW. Boxing, BOXING, gym.
And so when we're talking about the 2000 Canadian, that's funds available in your account right now that you can use, right?
And like, I'm actually going into our overdraft.
Okay. So what about credit? Do you have any available funds there?
Not that I can use.
Okay. Okay. So
Like-
then
like-
that's,
This is such an imperative. Like, if I'm going to spend this money today, and I'm willing to do that, like in 10 days, I need to start making money, or you're not going to get another payment.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, again, this isn't something that
Like,
I'm trusting you too, because this isn't something that
100%.
yeah, this
100%.
is not like I would not give one of my sales rep, Jonathan or Matt, they're not signing someone up like this.
I got it. And this is where I needed to challenge you a little bit, because, you know, let's both be responsible when it comes to this. I needed to hear how you do it, because I can do what you do. Maybe not at the same level, but I could still go and create, 10 different ad sets, 5 for men and 5 for women, and I could go. I know how to do all that.
Sure.
And I could create different ads and videos, and I could try all that stuff. But my propensity to check it 3 times a day and to make minor.
If you only have $2,000 and you take a chance, not knowing what's going to work, yeah, you could do it. But
Yeah,
if you're being honest
we're on
with
the
me,
same boat.
$2,000 could put, yeah, you can't take a chance. You
That's
need
right.
something that has absolute probability to work. And if not,
This is where I'm saying I needed to test you as well to see if you were willing to work with me. Because if you are, that means you're confident enough that this is absolutely going to work. And so if that's the case,
that's why we're still talking.
if that's the case, then this is your propensity and a possibility to help save where we're at, right? Otherwise,
can
it's Rob
close-
from Peter to save
If you can
Paul.
close, we're gonna help you a ton.
I can close.
Okay. I'm confident we can market. That's how a team is made. That's a great
Yeah.
partnership. You do something great, we do something great, put it together. That's why I'm partners with a gym owner that owns a lot of gyms. Okay, so I'm gonna put this through the 1450 USD so that we don't put you in a bad spot. What is the card information?
Put my pooch down. Give me a second. Come over here. Come. on your camera, bro. Come on. That's okay. Go lie down there. With your brother. See, like, here's the other piece of this is that I talked to my other partner in the bike shop and to see if that was a bailout, and it's just not. So that's a new business. And he's like, yeah, I'm not willing to play that game. So that's why this is imperative to the level that it's imperative, right? It's a MasterCard.
Okay.
Card number is 5.
Expiration. And then code on the back. And then what is the billing zip code?
It's a postal code.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Gotta go outside? Just wait a second. Okay.
Okay, so that went through.
Mm-hmm.
So now what I'm gonna do is fill out some additional information, like I said.
Come on, my boy.
And what time zone are you? You're Mountain?
Mountain time, so it's like it's 3:50
I'm
where I'm.
Pacific. Yeah,
Huh?
it's 3 It's 349 where you're at?
340. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
it's
are you?
249. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay. Geez, I would have thought Arizona would be the same time zone as us.
It is. So the thing about Arizona is they don't have they don't have daylight savings time.
Oh,
So right now it's basically Pacific, but it's considered mountain. But since you guys shift, Arizona doesn't.
okay. So
Yeah,
in the winter, we're the same time.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, because you're actually a little more, what would that be? You're a little more east than us, aren't you?
Yeah, I would probably say we're a little bit more west. We're pretty close to it.
You're closer to California?
Yeah, Los Angeles is only 4 hours away from me driving.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You would be
Yeah.
more west.
Yep. I did go to Vancouver back in September to visit a client. It's beautiful. I had never been to Canada and I was like shocked at how incredible it was.
When did you go?
In September last year.
Okay, it still would have been nice then.
Oh yeah, it was
Selena,
perfect.
come back here, please. Selena,
It
come
was
back.
amazing.
Not that I'm trying to rush you. I just got to put them out for pee. Do you need me much longer?
Yeah, if you want, go ahead and take them out. I'm finishing up this. If you could come back real quick so that we can outline how we're going to collect the rest of the payment. I'll shoot the agreement over to you and then we'll get it booked.
Okay. Let me just run them out. I'll just maybe take 5 minutes.
Okay, cool.
If it wasn't, here's what I'll say. If it wasn't for Alex, I wouldn't be in business anymore. He had an incredibly uncanny ability to put all this together. When his program first came out and I bought it and I saw the videos, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, wow, these are so amateur, it's unbelievable. However, you are absolutely right. He was an incredibly good marketer and all those things were unbelievable. On the flip side of the coin, once he had you hook, line, and sinker, he just didn't care anymore. And so I had a number of personal conversations with him. He was part of Alex's marketing team, and he was a good friend of mine. And it just got ugly at the end. So when things started to shift and Alex sold his company, I believe, to whomever has it now, or if he just gave the guy the role of CEO, they just.
Yeah.
It just got to a point where they were just stealing from us at one point and not helping it anymore. And so I have nothing nice to say about Gym Launch. Alex made a ton of money and was very good at what he did. He just he just grew so fast that I think that was, you know, a surprise to him and everybody else.
Yeah.
But I was in it at the very beginning of it, so
Yeah. Yeah, there's no
Um,
doubt about that. So what I just did was I emailed you a link. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna apply for a PayPal credit to see if you get approved. So what a
Yeah.
PayPal credit is, you can get approved for up to $10,000. You pay it off in 6 months, you pay no interest. And it's a 36-month term. So if you get approved for $10,000, you can pay it off over 36 months. And if you pay it off in 6 months, which we're going to easily be able to do, you pay no interest.
okay, so first of all, I got a receipt from you. That's the first thing. That's the only thing I have right now. Just give me a second here. I just see if it went into junk.
I replied to the email that.
Oh, it's not junk. Okay.
All right.
I don't see anything yet.
Let me send it again.
I have a receipt from you. Shows paid. To members now. I'm just going to put this into a folder. Give me 1 second while I organize.
Yep. I just resent it, so just let me know if you see that come
Folder. And oh yeah, okay, I got it now.
through. Okay. So if you want, you can share your screen and we can go through this to see what you get approved for.
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. Now. Okay. Open this. Share screen. Screen 3. Log in. So I log into my PayPal.
Yeah, so share your screen. All you'll need to do first is click that link.
What the fuck? Hmm,
I can't see your screen. I don't know if
Okay.
you tried to.
Just give me 1 second here.
Okay.
I don't know why this is giving me a hard time. Some of the info isn't correct. It doesn't seem right. No. Come on.
What? Okay.
Give me 1 second. It's telling me it's not liking me. Come on. Okay, this is strange. It won't even let me in.
Try resetting your password.
Okay, I'm just gonna take you off share here for a minute. Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely.
Mhm. Okay, it's not. Tree, sure. You see it?
You can offer you PayPal payment, but you can still use your account with PayPal to shop. Okay, that's no problem. So what we'll look to see is another option. And that was after you logged in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what is this saying? This is saying I won't go after any of your people?
Yeah, it's just saying you're agreeing not to try and take or use any of our stuff against us.
Yeah, fair enough. 16 weeks and then 1,500 a month gets me what?
So that's if you want us to continue running your stuff.
It's 1,500 a month.
Right. If you want us to manage your ads, follow up your leads, keep running the same service, it's 1,500 a month USD.
And that includes ad spend?
No, that's a service.
Okay. But the ad spend is not included in the 16,000 either, right?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna point out a couple of things that I wish I wasn't going to, but because I'm a man of God, I have to. But it doesn't say USD in here anymore.
Well, that's obviously what we're talking about. Do you want me to send you an updated one that says USD?
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a good look. We're on the same page here. We know what it is, you know?
Again, I'm just letting you know. The other thing that I'm gonna say here, and I'm doing it because I'm a man of God and I'm an honest person, is if this doesn't work, you won't be able to collect shit.
I know.
That's where I'm at, right?
I know.
Okay.
The only reason why I'm doing this and not the only reason why I'm okay with not collecting the money in full is because you've done Gym Launch. You're one of the first people to do it. You allegedly crushed it. You just need people coming through your door. We're the best at marketing. I'm very confident of that. If you're great at selling, this is gonna work. If you're that good at selling, you should be able to pay me back by the first 30 days of running ads.
Okay, good.
Okay. So the next thing I could try would be another thing, but here's the deal. We're gonna get you into the program and I want to collect that money as soon as possible. right? That's what we charge our customers. It's $16,000 paid in full. We don't usually break it up. Getting creative here because I'm obviously the owner and I know we can help you. So this is what I want to do. I want to hop back on from 30 days. Obviously, see how that looks after we've been running your ads for 30 days and look to see if we can't collect at least half or all of it based off how you're doing. I don't want to put you in a bad spot to where, things get weird, obviously, but we got to make you that money so that you can pay us. So does that sound good to you? We hop back on 30 days after we revisit, and look at collecting the rest of that money.
100%, bro. Here's what I'll say is again, I hope this doesn't sound like an excuse because lots of people would say that it does, but you're in the Bible Belt of Alberta. I'm a very, very religious man. I'm very honest. I'm very straightforward, and I'm very old school when it comes to all that stuff. I don't want to owe you money. In fact, I don't owe anybody money, and I do right now. So I'm in a place where I'm willing to take this chance. I am in a place where I will get it done. And the timeline is perfect for me. So all we got to do is make it happen so that I can start to focus on all the things that I like to do. I'll be honest with you, don't like 6-week challenges, don't like challenge-based programs. I do it to pay the bills. I run a boxing and martial arts school. That's what I'm passionate about. The rest of the stuff I do it just to make ends meet. So you're telling me that's going to happen. You'll be the very first concern I have, and I won't forget what you've done for me if that's the case. I also need somebody that can run ads for me at the price point that you're talking about. Keeping my ad spend monthly low, I don't have a problem with where we're at as far as that goes. Your 1,500 is 2,000 of me. That's what I'm spending now, plus a little bit on ad spend. You'd take all my headache away. So you'd have a customer on an ongoing basis as long as I was doing something from it. That's really what I can say. And then I will take on my other concerns and maybe even consult you on that stuff down the road if it's a possibility.
What do you mean? The last part?
Well, I do other stuff, right? I don't just do 6-week challenge type of stuff. I do boxing, I do Muay Thai, I do,
Sure.
and then we have our whole other company with it.
Got it.
So
I see what you're saying.
If there's the possibility of you wanting to run those ads, take them.
Yeah, we just focus on the gym. We've got a couple outliers, like ballroom dance studios, but this is our bread and butter. This is what we love doing. I love the gym space. I love gym owners. I love staff at the gyms. They're great people to work with. So that's where I like to stay. But I hear what you're saying. I know this is going to work. I'm very confident. So thank you for giving me your word. Heard you loud and clear. We'll hop back on 30 days after. Only thing we need to do from here is find a time to get you on with Chad tomorrow as soon as possible so that we can get this thing rolling and go from there. So you're on Mountain. So that means it is 4:11 your time right now. So what do you have available tomorrow?
All day.
Okay. Could you do 9 a.m. your time?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is you've been receiving my text, right, on that three-way with my team member that booked your appointment originally? Or have you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see here.
Just looking to see here.
1, 2, 3, 3, 0, 5. A personal text. Let me see if you get it. Jacob Middleton. Let me know.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a three-way text between Chad, you, and myself, and just letting him know that we've got you scheduled for tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain. He'll be hopping on with you from there. He worked for my business partner for over a decade, managing 5 of his gyms. He's very experienced in the gym space. I'm going to communicate to him that you want to get things going as soon as possible, getting those reactivations going, getting those assets recreated, getting your ads going as soon as possible. But you'll be in really good hands. So that's the next step. I collected the money we needed to collect. Next, you're going to hop on with Chad, and we're going to get this thing rolling as soon as possible so you can get your money back as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that three-way text, and then he's going to shoot you an invite for tomorrow morning. We'll go from there.
Yeah, 9 a.m. I'll be there.
Okay, looking forward to working with you, man. If you need anything from me, please let me know.
Okay, well, I have your number now, so
Okay.
I prefer not to use it, but yeah, we'll get going tomorrow 9 a.m. How long does that call take?
It's usually pretty quick. It's really just getting introduced, getting connected, then setting that onboarding call the day after to really go through everything and outline it all.
Okay. And the only reason I'm asking any of these questions is that I have 2 major things kind of scheduled here. So the very first one is on August. Let me just check here. On August or July 31st, right through to August, I believe it is 4th. Where am I here? August 5th. I'm away on a vacation that's been planned forever.
Okay.
So I just need to do things before that, which is lots of time, but I'm hoping that I'm back on August 5th. And then August 6th is my anniversary. So it's just crazy timing. But the 5th and 6th, I'm back in my city.
Cool.
And I can start pushing and taking sales right from those days.
That's what we'll do then. We'll get you onboarded, make sure we're all aligned, have everything we need, then we can launch the ads right there on the 6th to start booking appointments for the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can take appointments starting on the 5th and 6th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then we can just start the ads on Sunday to book for the 5th, 6th for that week.
And you think they'll be that quick?
Yeah. I'm positive.
Okay,
Yep.
no, I trust you, man. If that's what you're saying, then that's amazing because that's what I need.
If you can sell them, we'll get enough people through the door for you to make way more money.
Awesome.
We're really good at what we do. So I'll shoot that text so that you have Chad's contact. Obviously, I'm passing the baton off to him. That's who you're going to be working with. And we'll go from there. Like I said, if you need anything from me, let me know.
Okay, awesome. Appreciate you.
All right. Looking forward to working together, and we'll figure out how we can get the money as we go along. 30 days in.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.